Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt like your body just doesn't move the way it used to? Like the energy that once carried you through the day now trickles in slowly, if at all. Maybe your knees creak a little louder, or you have to sit on the edge of the bed a bit longer before standing up. If you felt this way, you're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. Aging is something we all go through, but that doesn't mean we just have to sit back and watch the years roll by. In fact, these years, right now, can be some of the most meaningful, soulful, and even empowering times of your life. You just need the right habits to guide you. Now, I'm not talking about drastic changes or chasing after youth, like it's some race to win. No, this is about something deeper. This is about giving your body, your mind, and your heart the kind of daily attention they truly deserve, with love, with kindness, and with purpose. Let's start with something that happens every single day: waking up. How you begin your morning sets the tone for your entire day. But after 60, mornings can feel a little different. Your body may wake up slower. Your joints might be stiff. Your thoughts may take a little longer to come into focus. And that's okay. That's normal. What matters is how you meet yourself in that moment. Instead of reaching for your phone or rushing into the bathroom, try something different tomorrow. Before you even open your eyes fully, take a deep breath. Feel the rhythm of your heart, that faithful beat that's been with you since the day you were born. Place your hands gently on your chest and say to yourself, "Thank you. Thank you for another day." And when you place your feet on the floor, do it slowly. There's no need to rush. Let this be a ritual, a quiet greeting to the world. This kind of gentleness in the morning isn't just feel-good fluff. It's medicine. It tells your nervous system, "I'm safe, I'm cared for, I'm here." A glass of warm water can be one of the best gifts you give yourself before coffee, before breakfast. That first sip rehydrates your body, wakes up your digestion, and gets things moving. And yes, I do mean that, in the most natural sense. As we age, constipation can become a daily battle, but simple habits like this can work wonders over time. Once you've had your water, take a moment to stretch. Not to force or push your body, but to wake it up gently. Raise your arms, rotate your shoulders, roll your ankles, loosen your joints with care. Imagine you're saying good morning to each part of your body. Your body listens, it really does. And when you start the day with kindness like this, you remind yourself, "I still matter." See, after a certain age, the world may not always treat you like you matter. The phone doesn't ring as much, the kids are busy, your name is called less often, but that's exactly why you have to call your own name every morning. You have to show up for yourself, and not just with thoughts, but with actions. And speaking of actions, let's talk about something we do every day, but often forget to truly enjoy: eating. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat like a doctor reading a chart. You've heard enough of that. What I want to talk about is how you eat, and how eating can become a deeply nourishing, healing experience at this stage of life. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to eat without even tasting? You sit in front of the TV, news blaring, thoughts racing, and suddenly the plate is empty, but your heart still feels empty too. After 60, your digestion slows down, your metabolism shifts. Your body becomes more sensitive, not just to food, but to energy, emotion, noise, and pace. That's why mindful eating is no longer optional. It's essential. Try this. The next time you sit down for a meal, do just that. Sit. Sit with your food. No phone, no TV, no distractions. Just you and the plate in front of you. Take a moment to look at the colors. Smell the aromas. When you take a bite, chew slowly. Let the flavors touch every part of your tongue. Let the warmth settle in your chest. This kind of eating doesn't just help your digestion, it feeds your life force. It reminds you that you are still here, still capable of joy, still deserving of pleasure. Choose foods that love you back. Your body isn't asking for heavy, complicated meals anymore. It's asking for nourishment, real nourishment. Think fresh vegetables, fruits that brighten your plate, soups that warm your belly, proteins that keep your muscles strong. And keep your meals light. Remember this: small stomach, big nourishment. Heavier meals may fill your belly, but they drain your energy. Light meals full of love and intention. Give it back. If you live alone, you might think, why should I bother? It's just me. But that's exactly why you should. Eating well isn't about impressing others. It's about honoring yourself. Each bite is an act of care. Each meal is a chance to say, I am still worth the effort. Now, I know that some days it's hard. The appetite comes and goes. The joy in cooking fades. Maybe your hands don't work the way they used to, or your back gets tired from standing too long. That's okay. Find ways to make things easier. Prep simple meals. Ask for help when you need it. Use kitchen tools that are gentler on your joints. You don't need to be a chef. You just need to show up with love. And when you can, share a meal with someone, even if it's just once a week. Food tastes better with company. But even when you eat alone, you can still make it beautiful. A small flower on the table, your favorite mug, a candle lit just for you. Because you matter. You always have. These small habits, how you wake up, how you eat, they may seem simple, but they are the foundation of aging gracefully. Not just surviving, but thriving. Not just growing older, but growing deeper. You don't have to do everything at once. Just begin. Begin tomorrow morning with a slower breath, a kind thought, a warm glass of water. Begin your next meal with intention. These are not just habits. They are daily love letters to yourself. You're not just getting through another day. You're shaping your life, one gentle moment at a time. Sometimes we think we have to do something grand or difficult to make a real difference in our health. But the truth is, our bodies don't ask for big changes. They ask for consistency. Especially after 60, movement becomes less about performance and more about presence. Your body isn't trying to win a race anymore. It's trying to stay free, steady, balanced, and alive. Now, I know moving can feel harder these days. Maybe your knees ache, maybe your back stiffens in the morning, or you feel more tired than you used to. But that doesn't mean your body doesn't want to move. In fact, your body needs it now more than ever. Stillness, as comforting as it may seem, can quietly steal your strength. A body that stays still too long starts to close in on itself. But a body that moves, even gently, stays open, flexible, and full of breath. So let's talk about what that movement can look like. And no, you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. You don't need to run laps or lift weights unless you want to. What you do need is intention. Start simple, a short walk around your block, stretching your arms while standing by the window, raising your heels and lowering them again while brushing your teeth. These little movements may not look like much, but to your joints, to your circulation, to your balance, and your lungs, they are everything. And here's something most people don't tell you. Movement is not just for your muscles. It's for your mood. Moving your body, especially outside in the fresh air, lifts something inside of you. It clears the mental fog. It pushes away that sense of heaviness that can sometimes settle in after a long, quiet day. Just a 10-minute walk in the morning sun can reset your whole spirit. Try standing outside in the early light, letting the sun warm your face. Feel the air on your skin, the ground under your feet. Listen to the birds, to the rustle of leaves, to the soft sounds of life still moving all around you. You are part of that life, and when you move your body, even in the smallest way, you are saying yes to it. If you're someone who uses a walker or a cane, or you struggle with balance, there are still ways to move gently. Sit in a sturdy chair and do ankle rolls, arm circles, or just breathe deeply and stretch your spine. There are senior-friendly movement videos online, gentle yoga, seated tai chi, or breathing exercises that can guide you step by step. You're never too old to stretch. You're never too weak to try. And remember, movement isn't about working out. It's about keeping your independence. Being able to walk to the bathroom safely, get out of bed without fear, or pick something up off the floor without help. That's strength. That's dignity. That's freedom. Movement also improves your sleep. It calms your nervous system. It even helps with digestion. When your body gets to move, it thanks you in so many silent ways. You just have to give it the chance. Now, while we're talking about movement, let's take a gentle shift from your body to your mind. Because as the years pass, your mind becomes just as important to care for as your heart or your joints. After 60, the mind begins to process things differently. You might forget names, lose your train of thought, or walk into a room and wonder why you're there. It's natural. It's not something to fear, but it is something to nourish. Think of your brain like a garden. If you let it go untouched, weeds start to grow. The soil dries out. But if you tend to it, water it, feed it, bring in sunlight, it stays alive, colorful, and growing. And yes, your brain can keep growing even now. The key is to use it with love. That means giving it new things to explore, not stress, not fear, but curiosity. Learn something small every day. Read a few pages of a book. Try a new recipe. Watch a documentary about a place you've never been. Listen to music you've never heard before. Even learning how to use a new button on your phone keeps those neurons firing. If puzzles or crosswords are your thing, wonderful. They're like push-ups for your brain. If writing brings you peace, keep a little notebook and jot down thoughts, stories, or even dreams. If you love talking with others, pick up the phone and reconnect with a friend or neighbor. Conversations stimulate memory, emotion, and awareness, all of which help keep your mind sharp. And here's a surprising truth. Your brain listens to your attitude. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm getting old, I can't remember anything anymore," your brain believes you. It starts to give up a little. But if you say instead, "I'm still learning, I'm still growing," your brain lights up. It gets excited, it gets moving. So, be careful how you talk to yourself. Your thoughts are seeds. Plant something worth growing. Also, protect your mind from things that drain it. Hours of negative news, loud distractions, or isolating routines can quietly wear down your focus and clarity. Balance is important. Stay informed, yes, but also choose content that lifts you up. Watch a funny movie. Listen to a podcast that brings you joy. Surround your mind with things that make you feel alive, not defeated. And don't underestimate the power of nature here too. Just looking at trees, flowers, or the sky can calm your brain. It reduces stress, improves memory, and restores your focus. Nature is free therapy. Make time for it. You deserve to feel mentally alive, not just functioning but flourishing. And the truth is, your mind is not a machine that breaks down with time. It's a living part of you, full of stories, wisdom, memories, and dreams. Treat it kindly. So here we are, your body gently waking up each morning, moving with care through the day. Your meals feeding not just hunger but life. Your mind stretching and blooming like a garden in spring. This is what graceful aging looks like. Not chasing youth, not fearing the years, but meeting each day with presence, with love, with a quiet kind of power that only comes with age. You are not past your prime. You are ripening. You are not behind the times. You are a keeper of time. And every gentle step you take to care for your body and your brain is an act of celebration of all that you've lived and all that's still to come. There's one part of aging that people don't talk about enough. It's not the wrinkles or the aches or the slower steps. It's the quiet ache in the heart, the emotional part, the missing, the longing, the memories that show up at night like old friends you didn't invite but can't send away. Maybe you've lost someone, a partner, a sibling, a lifelong friend. Maybe your children are busy living their own lives, and the house that used to be filled with voices now only hears the hum of the refrigerator. Or maybe you're surrounded by people but still feel unseen, like the world has moved on and left you behind. If any of that feels familiar, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. And your heart still deserves just as much care as your body or your mind. We often think that by the time we're older, we should have it all figured out, that we should be tougher, wiser, above all the feelings. But that's just not true. Aging doesn't make you less human. It makes you more tender, more aware, more in touch with the things that truly matter. And sometimes that brings sorrow. That's okay. You are allowed to feel it, to miss what you miss, to sit with those feelings, to cry if you need to. Tears are not a weakness. They're a release. They soften the hardness that sometimes builds up inside. But don't let your heart live in the past. The past is a place to visit, not to build a home. Your life, your real life, is still happening. Today, with each breath, each morning, each cup of coffee, each phone call, each sunrise and sunset. One of the most powerful things you can do each day is simply ask yourself, what can bring me joy right now? Not big, dramatic happiness, just small, quiet joy. Maybe it's watering your plants, listening to a favorite old song, watching the way the light comes through the curtains, smiling at a stranger on your morning walk, or just sitting with a warm cup of tea and doing nothing but letting your body rest. Joy doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. But it's still there, and it still belongs to you. Caring for your emotional heart also means surrounding yourself with good company, even if it's just one friend, one neighbor, one kind voice. Connection is not about numbers, it's about meaning. If you have even one person in your life who makes you feel seen, heard, valued, cherish that. And if you don't, it's not too late to reach out. Join a group. Call someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Volunteer. Start a conversation with the person sitting next to you at the park. Sometimes people pull away as they age because they feel like they have nothing left to offer. But that's not true. You still carry stories, wisdom, patience, humor, love. And this world needs more of that, not less. But even on the days when you're by yourself, you are still in good company. You have you. And learning to speak kindly to yourself is one of the greatest gifts of all. Too often, older adults speak to themselves in harsh, dismissive ways. I'm so forgetful. I'm a burden. I'm useless now. But would you ever say those things to someone you love? To a friend? Or to a grandchild? Of course not. So why say them to yourself? Try changing the way you speak inside your mind. Instead of, I'm getting so slow, say, I'm learning to move more gently. Instead of, I'm falling apart, try, I'm adjusting to a new rhythm. These small shifts in language are not just feel-good fluff. They reshape your relationship with yourself. They remind you, I am still worthy. I still belong here. You don't need to be productive all the time to be valuable. You don't need to be young to be beautiful. And you don't need to be surrounded by applause to matter. Your existence is enough. Say that to yourself, even if it feels strange at first. My existence is enough. Let it sink in. Affirming your self-worth is about honoring your story. Not just the bright, shiny parts, but the hard chapters, the quiet moments, the resilience it took to keep going. Every wrinkle on your face holds a piece of your life's poem. Every scar, every gray hair, every sigh is evidence that you've lived. That is beautiful. That is sacred. And here's the thing. Your story is still unfolding. You don't stop growing just because the candles on your birthday cake are too many to count. In fact, some of the most meaningful growth happens right here, in this chapter of life. The chapter where you finally get to slow down, where you get to decide what really matters. Where you stop chasing and start embracing. You are not in decline. You are in deepening. You are blooming differently now, more slowly, more quietly, but just as powerfully. So what does all of this mean, really? It means that taking care of yourself isn't a chore. It's a celebration, a daily ritual, a way of saying, I still matter. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You don't have to wake up with a smile every morning. Some days will feel heavy. Some days you'll forget to stretch. Some days the food won't taste as good, or the walk will feel longer than usual. That's okay. Progress doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up again. It means trying. It means choosing, even in small ways, to treat yourself with care, with softness, with dignity. Because you deserve it. You deserve mornings that begin with gratitude. Meals that nourish not just your body, but your soul. Movement that feels like freedom. Moments that keep your mind curious and alive. conversations that bring you comfort, and thoughts that remind you of your worth. And most of all, you deserve to live, not just exist, in this beautiful season of life. So here's what I want you to remember as we close this time together. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not invisible. You are a whole person, right here, right now, and there is still so much joy left for you to feel. So much love left for you to give and receive. So much beauty waiting to be noticed, in yourself and in the world. Take it slowly. Breathe deeply. Live gently. Let every day be a chance to honor who you are and who you're still becoming. Your story is not over, not even close. Here's to your health. Here's to your heart. Here's to your peace, your power, and your beautiful, unfolding life. You are worthy. You are needed. And you are deeply loved. If this message touched you in any way, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What habits bring you peace? What helps you feel alive? Share your wisdom. It matters more than you know. And if you haven't already, please give this video a like and subscribe to Strong Elderly Life. We're here to walk this journey with you, gently, together. Until next time, keep walking at your pace, breathing at your depth, living in your peace, because you still matter. Every single day.